Okay, there we go. So first and foremost, I'm Brian Swain, and my father and I are the founders of Healthier4U Vending. I want to welcome you for coming out tonight. We look forward to presenting all this information to you. And we've put these webinars together to be a quick and effective way to educate you about healthy vending. We're going to spend about the next 30 minutes or so introducing you to us and our healthy vending business model. The point of this webinar is not to sell you on us and what we do. It's about getting you the information that you need to determine if this is the right business for you. We want you to be able to understand what it is to actually own and operate a route of machines, how much time's needed to do it, what your financial expectations should look like. So by the end of this webinar, you're going to be in a position to decide if this is the right opportunity and partnership for you and your family. Now, just so you understand how this webinar works, everyone's muted right now, so you can make as much noise as you would like, and we cannot hear you. The webinar is live. We offer up a lot of information about how all this works, but we're also going to stop from time to time to answer questions. There's a little button on the right-hand side of your screen that says questions. Click on that. A keypad should pop up. You can punch in your questions at any time, and then I'll stop in these kind of designated areas, read out those questions, and make sure everybody's on the same page as we work through the program from top to bottom. All right, so let's get this going. All right, so first we're going to cover a range of topics. Let me get the slides going there. There we go. We're going to cover a range of topics, but the webinar is broken up into a few sections, so you can ask us questions without really having to wait until the end of the entire presentation. We're going to cover who we are in Healthier4U Vending, what our vision is for the healthy vending industry, how our custom-built machines and our visionary location program is reshaping the entire market, how our training program will teach you everything that you need to know about operating a healthy vending business, and how to be successful while doing it. And then finally, how to proceed to the next step in the process of becoming a Healthier4U Vending affiliate. So let's get this started. Again, I'm Brian Swain, the president and co-founder of Healthier4U Vending. We want you to have a good understanding of who we are and what our company is all about. My father is Dale Swain, and he and I founded Healthier4U to be an authentic, healthy vending company. Our goal was to bring the choice to eat healthy to the locations and the people who have decided to make that decision. For us, healthy product is the entire reason this amazing opportunity even exists. We knew that every company is trending toward healthier options because the public understands the value in making better decisions, meaning that there would be massive opportunity to get the best in vending locations. And that has turned out to be very true. My father and I have been partners in business for over 25 years now, and we've done many different things in business over those years, but we immediately recognized the amazing opportunity in healthy vending. We had the skills and the know-how to come into this industry and build a real healthy vending company from the ground up. We've been innovators and pioneers in business for years, and this industry truly needed innovation. The vending industry has been slow to react to technology and trends and eating habits. We knew that Coke and Pepsi are not about to make this a healthier industry. We knew that the market was ready for healthy vending back in 2011, but post-COVID, healthy is the trend in everything. Now, for those of you that are looking to involve other family members in the business venture, I want to speak to you a little bit about that. Everyone says, hey, if I ran this place, I'd do such and such. And everyone talks and acts like they could be a business owner and run a business. Well, the truth is most people could run their own businesses, but they don't do it because they're too scared to actually pull the trigger. In my family growing up, everyone was an entrepreneur. My sister and I grew up seeing our parents own and operate businesses. We simply didn't grow up with those same fears and expectations of working for someone else. We realized that if our parents could do it, well, then so could we. That's an amazing gift that you can give to your family as well, showing them they don't have to work a job for someone else. You can show them that they can control their financial future and their destiny by building their own business. Show them by example, just as my parents showed us. You can be an entrepreneur and walk your own path. Now, I see a lot of people coming into this business, partnering with their kids, spouses, aunts, uncles, siblings, and I absolutely love it. Working with family is really a dream come true. And in many ways, I encourage everyone to do that. You're thinking about working with family? Do it. Great communication and understanding each other's roles are two sticking points that you need to define early. But with that in place, you'll be unstoppable. Now, I look forward to helping everyone get into the business of healthy vending, but especially those that are seeking to operate a family business. Now, for those of you that are already in business, you know what I mean when I say this. Every business becomes a family business at some point, right? That's just the way that it is. So it's kind of good going into it, knowing that up front. Now, everyone is here on this webinar because you're looking for an opportunity. Maybe you've owned a business before, or maybe this is your first time. Everyone is here because you've seen the opportunity in not just healthy vending, but investing in yourself to launch a business. Congratulations on even making it this far. Owning your own business is not for everyone. You have to have the desire to succeed and the ability to manage yourself. My family of entrepreneurs has accomplished so many different things in these different businesses, but now you have the same access to real entrepreneurs that I've always had. You have a team of professionals ready to help you launch your new business. You might be evaluating different healthy vending companies or even different businesses altogether. However, I will say in my experience in business, which is vast, this business with this company is one of the easiest business models I've ever seen. The model's simple, and the products sell themselves. In business, the biggest challenge out there is getting people to understand what you're offering, right? If you open up a coffee shop, and I owned one of those for years up in Seattle, the challenge was getting people to understand why we were different and what made our coffee unique and better than the other guy. That can be a tough job to do in a city as coffee crazy as Seattle, but we managed to do it successfully, and we ran that business for over 10 years until we sold it. But in most businesses, you also have the challenge of finding employees that share your passion and your values. They're on the front line of your business and are the face of your company. Finding and managing employees is a real challenge. In vending, you may or may not even have employees. In healthy vending, your challenges are vastly different than those. You simply need to understand your consumer and offer the best service to those locations. You do not need to convince people that they are hungry or thirsty, obviously, and you don't even need to convince them that they need to eat healthier stuff. That's not our role. We're there to support those people that have already made that decision to make better eating choices. It's that simple. For those of you that are looking at other healthy vending companies, I would be wary. In my opinion, every company in this industry that claims to be healthy is a joke. I mean it. Look at the management teams and their business experience. When I evaluated this industry back in 2010, I looked at the ownership and the management of every company out there. There are no real entrepreneurs running these companies. These are all companies that have been around forever selling junk food machines. They just think healthy options are a gimmick to get their foot in the door with you and with locations. They're just telling you that healthy products sell because they think it's kind of the cool new thing to do. But they're not really even in this industry. They just slap some healthy looking graphics on machines and just tell you that they're a market leader and relevant because they've been around for 20 or 30 years. Well, that's a telltale sign. There was no healthy vending 20 or 30 years ago, right? There was not a single company doing what we do until we started doing it in 2011. It's a sad joke to me because these companies know that they're slinging outdated, low-quality machines with no real business model behind it. They're just offering the same old thing under new names selling the same junky equipment. You're going to get the typical used car sales pitch when talking to them, and you're going to get the same tired answers. If you listen to what they're saying, you're going to hear what I'm saying. It's very true. They're not even really good at faking it. Check out their social media profiles, and you're going to see junk food in the machines, and you're going to see just a bunch of pointless stuff. It doesn't really make sense, them saying like, hey, if you eat a Cliff bar on Monday instead of a Snickers bar, you'll lose weight. I mean, that's stupid. Nobody's following this stuff, but you'll see that they have like thousands of followers and stuff. It's all phony. It's all BS. It's all just cheap talk. Now, if you decide that you really want to run a successful business and be part of healthy vending, we're the only real choice. Nobody can compete with what we offer because nobody has even bothered to build a machine or a company to do what we do. Join us and become part of the story of healthy vending. You can alter your path in life simply by investing in yourself. We're going to provide you with the tools and the business model to obtain that success that you're seeking. That's what makes us different. We gauge our success by creating success for you. It's not just about the machines and locations. It's about the end result. And I'm excited that you're here, and I do hope our business and our values are something that you share with us. Now, we've taken the time to build a real healthy vending program that is focused on unique and interesting products, and we have a superior custom purpose-built machine to do the job. The program is a culmination of years of business experience in actually running healthy vending machines and obtaining top-tier locations. I ran a route just like you want to do, and it impacted everything. We set up a route just like you so we could understand exactly how it all worked and make sure we understood things from what it looked like from your perspective. We changed almost everything in the machines. We made them more versatile to accommodate all the different packaging that you find with healthy products. We changed everything about it, right? Because we understood that healthy products have a lot of different shapes and sizes. And as such, we needed machines that could handle those different products. We also found the best in software and technology to make the business of managing those machines as simple as possible. Looking at the sales data from machines allows you to really understand, things like which products, flavors, and types of items are working and which ones are not. You also see when the machines need to be serviced and what changes need to be made during that service. That allows you to maximize your locations and really respond to your customers' preferences real time. Now, our vision is simple. We want to make the world a better place by providing better snack and drink options to all those people that are looking for it. That's a pretty cool thing to be driving your business. You get to help people live healthier lives while living out your dream of operating your own business. It really does not get any better than that. Most people do jobs just to earn money, right? For years, I was a contract manufacturer, manufacturing products all over the world. I used to cringe at some of the silly, pointless stuff that I manufactured. It was not satisfying to make most of that stuff. The part of the business that I loved was helping factory owners make better use of their facilities and make better products that gave them more profitability. That was highly satisfying. The more I did of that, the more I wanted to do. When I realized that the healthy vending business was loaded with get-rich-quick and flim-flam companies, I knew that this was a chance to really come into an industry and do some good while helping people live better lives. We've helped over 500 people get into the business and deployed about 5,000 machines all across the country. We have certainly made an impact. And that's why my dad and I do what we do, because we love helping others scale up their lives by owning a business. And we've made this business model so simple, almost anyone can do it. Now, when I researched this industry, I knew that with the right machines and the best team, we could dominate the market. After searching the world for a machine that could do all the things that we needed it to do, we determined it did not yet exist. We then partnered with the largest vending machine manufacturer in North America, and we went to work designing a customized machine that could handle the demands of top-tier locations. We've continued to innovate our machines, and we have truly revolutionized the vending industry by designing and building the best machine for the job. We've put together a team of professionals to share our passion for helping people live their entrepreneurial dreams. Now, our vision is bringing healthy snacks and drinks to those people that have made the decision to eat healthy. It's that simple on the consumer front. There are healthy eaters everywhere in today's world, and most simply just do not eat out of vending machines. We're changing that one machine in one location at a time. Now, you do not have to be a gym rat or someone who's even the healthiest eater to be in this industry, but you do have to be willing to learn about the products and have a desire to provide fantastic service. If you have that, we can train the rest. Now, this is our first Q&A section of, I think, 3 or 4 of them that we've got built in here. So if you have any questions about the model and what we've been doing over these 14 years in the business and before, feel free to fire them off. And again, I just want to kind of get you familiar with the format. So no questions are popping up on my screen quite yet. But again, just feel free to plug them in there. And then when we get to the next Q&A, I'll jump in and answer them. So for now, let's just keep on rolling. So let's discuss how our custom-built machines and our visionary location program is reshaping the entire market. With my prior experience of being a contract manufacturer, I understand how to get things made, and I understand how to get the most out of a manufacturer. I knew a strong manufacturing partner was required for this project because it required the highest quality vending machines to be made. I ended up partnering with the Wittern Group. These guys have been around for just about 100 years now and are the largest manufacturer here in North America. I love the fact that they were in the USA, but we chose them not just because of that, but we chose them because they understood our vision and they could actually manufacture machines to meet our high standards. I'm not the kind of person that buys off-the-shelf products, right? I demanded game-changing machines that would support thousands of vends per month without issues. I knew that the biggest complaint in vending, besides the lack of healthy products, is low-quality machines and bad service, right? We've all been there and we've all been witness to that. Now, this machine is purpose-built to deliver healthy snacks and drinks. Now, it might seem like a vending machine's a vending machine. What's the big deal, right? Well, we've all walked up to machines that have had products jammed up on the glass or would not take your money. You know, like you're trying to put your dollar bill in and it keeps spitting it out, that kind of thing. And so you're flattening the bill on the corner of the machine, right? We've all been there. And you're thinking, hey, do I have a counterfeit dollar bill or $5 bill here, right? Well, it's not the bill. That's a low-end bill acceptor that requires the bill to be perfectly placed in for the machine to accept it. I know you're kind of surprised to hear that, right? So was I when I figured that out. I told my engineers I want a bill acceptor that is going to suck that money in from people's pockets if they stand too close. I don't want somebody standing there fiddling around with the machine. I want the transaction to take place, product to get delivered, and that's that. Well, you know what? They did it. It wasn't rocket science. It was that the industry standard is so low that that kind of thing is acceptable. To me, it is not. We went through every piece of the machine and upgraded, redesigned, or invented the solutions that we needed to make a dream machine. And we did it. No machine can match our quality, versatility, and capacity for its size. And anyone who says otherwise is just plain wrong or outright lying. We have the biggest selection of drinks and snacks available for a machine of its size. Size is important. Giant machines don't fit into gyms and break rooms of companies like Topgolf and Mercedes-Benz. So we designed it to have a minimal footprint, but as large a capacity as possible. With over 350 items in a machine, we accomplished it. Our use of technology gives us the most versatile machine, allowing us to vend essentially any shape or size product. Nothing like this machine existed until we built it. It is truly one of a kind. Now, the machine design is so important because healthy snacks are vastly different than junk food that you find in most machines. It's not just the calories, it's the packaging. Healthy products have an enormous variety in packaging for their products: plastic, paper, glass, round, rectangle, whatever they can come up. It helps them to differentiate their brand from all the others. We embrace these changes and design the machines that can vend just about any shape or size or even material, really just about anything. That gives us the ability to carry what healthy eaters want. Now, just as a side note, there is not another machine developed in the market today that was built to service this purpose. I would know, I've searched for it, not able to find it. We continue to custom build them. Now we're on to another Q&A. I still don't see any questions in there. You guys are kind of a quiet group. And again, don't be bashful to ask questions. A lot of times people think, hey, is this recorded? Like, can I ask questions? Yes, that's why I'm here. I really am here to give you a feel for who I am, what this company is about, what my team is like, because I want to get to know you. This is the very first step in our process. But again, we've got machines that have been in the field for 14 years at this point, still operating. So this is a long-term business, right? You're going to come into this business and we're going to essentially be partners and necessary for us to kind of get along. So I want you to have an understanding of who we are and all that. So feel free to engage me with questions. That's what I'm here to do. All right, so no questions. All right, we're going to jump in and talk about locations. Okay, so let's move on and talk about how we've revolutionized the industry by finding machine locations for you. We're the only healthy vending company or any vending company of any kind that offers locations for every machine sold. I don't want to waste a bunch of time about what other healthy vending companies say out there about their location programs because most of it's just garbage. It's just cheap talk. The claims that are made are loaded with half-truths. And if you've got questions about what another company is telling you and they say, hey, we do the same thing or whatever, ask me in the Q&A following the section and I'll dig into it. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk about us, right? Let's focus on what we do. Over a decade into the industry, we've built relationships with some powerful companies and friends. We work in partnership with these organizations to provide healthy options to all sorts of locations. Now, we even work with junk food vending companies that are being pressed to offer healthier items. We come in and offer our selections of products, and they continue to offer theirs. We're happy to set up next to a Coke or Pepsi machine because they do what they do, and it has no effect on us, and we do what we do, and it has no effect on them. These are different people buying different products. Coke and Pepsi have some big contracts. They've allowed us to get a couple of machines into sites here and there working with them that would have otherwise just been off limits and locked into a contract with them. That versatility is exactly what makes us unique in this market. Even they know that making healthy offerings is important for many of their, contracts and companies' images. So they want us to come in and just, do that specialization. It just looks ridiculous that a hospital has machines stuffed with, honey buns and soda pop, nothing healthy. So they have us come in, put a machine or two next to their stuff to satisfy those complaints. It works great for both of us. Now, it has amazed the entire industry because we've catered to the healthy eaters out there and allowed them to still do what they do. Working in partnership with them has changed the way the industry works and will continue to work into the future. Now, how does your locating actually work? Well, once all your paperwork is signed and payments are finalized, we get things moving. We recommend getting all of that done, completed at least 3 weeks prior to the training class that you want to attend. So we have some time up front to get some work in, get the ball moving. Once we get launched, we do a pre-training call with you where you and your location specialist talk about how we're going to build a route for you. This is not just where you want us to place machines, but we want to learn about how you are going to run the route. How much time do you have to service machines on a weekly basis? Are you currently working another job? Are you available only on certain days? Things like that. We want to custom build your route and your business to fit you. We do this because our reputation is on the line as well. We want to make sure that once we get machines placed, you are able and ready to service those sites for years to come. It's not just about getting them placed. It's about placing them in sites that are going to work long term. Once we learn all that we can and all the details about you before training, we actually start finding sites. Our objective is simple for you. We want to set up site inspections within a week or two of you getting back from training, so it's all fresh in your mind. You get back a week or two later, you do your first site inspection, then the first machine ships out, and the program just keeps rolling. We want a nice controlled pace of building up your route. As you're getting more comfortable, we keep adding meetings and shipping machines. The process is flexible, and the pace is catered to you. The business is simple to run, but we spin it up at a pace that's suited to you as well. Now, that's the program in a nutshell, and I can say it's been far and away the most innovative and successful location program ever launched in vending. We work with just about every major brand in hotels, gyms, car dealerships, even experience facilities like Topgolf and iFly. We're the largest provider for the United States Army and the US Air Force. No company can even come close when it comes to getting and maintaining top-tier locations like we've done. Our portfolio of sites is unmatched in the history of healthy vending. Now, has anybody got any questions on those? All right, I see some questions. So we're finally getting you guys going. All right, Tiffany. All right, says, how much money do you need to start? What is the profit? What is the percentage you get? Okay, well, I'm about to jump into that, so I'll kind of leave that to it rather than just kind of shotgun answer those. So we're going to get to those here in just a sec, Tiffany. All right, next one is there a fee from the business where you place the machines? Hey, that's a good question, and that's on point. All right, so your locations, typically your location contracts are written as such. You go into a location. Now, what we call it is revenue share. Okay, because they've got to get some benefit, right, to having that machine in there, like a gym, workout facility, a Topgolf military contract, whatever it might be. Typically, your contracts are written on a sliding scale, meaning $0 to $500 a month in gross sales, you pay nothing. $501 to $999, you pay 5%. $1,000 or more to like $1,500, you pay like 10%. That's kind of how the scale works. So typically, you're going to pay between 5 and 10% on most locations. A few locations might go over $1,500 a month, and you might pay the 15% as well. That's how the location contracts are written. Now, a lot of times people will say, and I hear this like, hey, I was talking to this company and they said they give me locations that, don't have rev shares. Those are just, I'm just going to be frank, those are bad locations, right? That's generally what that is. Locations like gyms, workout facilities, schools, military contracts, Topgolf, et cetera, 100% of the time these guys are interested in revenue. Like think about a gym owner. A gym owner is there to do what? He's there to monetize square footage. Right, that's a business model for a gym. Most people don't really think about it, but that's what they're there to do. Every square foot of that facility has got to be able to generate membership sales or user area stuff, right? So it's got to be either they're selling memberships there, they're selling commercial goods or consumer goods, or the members are coming in and using it, like a pool, a spa, a piece of equipment, something like that. So a gym owner, you can't really say to them, hey, we're going to come in and just make people healthier. They're like, great, how many dollars per square foot are you going to generate? That's what they want to know. Now, with vending, believe it or not, a vending machine, like one of our vending machines in a gym, is going to generate about 3 times the amount of revenue that they generate with like a treadmill or any piece of gym equipment. So it's very high. That's exactly what they want to hear. They generate about $60 a square foot. We generate about $180. So that's why we come in and we say, look, we're going to come in, we're going to give you this percentage. It's no obligation to you. That's the benefit to having it. So if anybody tells you, hey, I can get you a site, doesn't cost anything, chances are it's a small office. They're just happy to have a machine, but it doesn't really do any revenue, and that's not what you want. Those are not what we call tier 1 sites. Now people say, well, hey, then that comes out of my profitability. Not necessarily, because in tier 1 sites like gyms and whatnot, you can charge a lot more for your product. So typically, like you would be in like a location, and say if you're doubling up on your product, right? You pay, $1 for a product, you're selling it for $2. If you go into like a gym, tier 1 site, gym, workout facility, YMCA, something like that, where you can, or even a school or whatever, you're going to charge for that same bottle of water that you're buying for, let's just say $1. We'll make the numbers nice and round. Say $1, buy my smart water for $1, right? We go to the gym, you're going to sell it for $2? No, you're going to sell it for 3 or 4. Why? Doesn't have anything to do with the 10% you're paying, because you can. That's the reality. So, your margins go way up in sites like this because you have captive audience, you have people that want to be interested, or people that are fired up about it, and people that are willing to pay. That's what makes this business work. So again, it's super important to understand your product, but we spend a huge amount of time during training talking to you very specifically about how to do that. Now, follow up on that, Stanley asked me, can I suggest a place to install my machines? Absolutely. You're not going to just suggest them. We're going to pick your brain, pull your fingernails out to find out what you know. Why? Because I want to utilize what your information is in your head. Like if you come to me and you say, hey, you know what, Brian, I really want, this body sculpting place or this powerlifting place or this CrossFit, chances are you're in that lifestyle and you understand it. You come to me with, Sky Zone and bounce facilities for kids and cheer academies and stuff like that. You probably have kids, and that's why you're familiar with those sites. So again, it just fits your lifestyle, right? So like I'm going to say, great, what kinds of locations do you see us going into? You're going to tell me. That's going to start kind of telling me about you. I'm going to say, name your dream sites. Tell me what they are. That's going to give me an idea of geographics of where you're willing to go. I tell everybody, pick a 1 hour circumference or, where you're at. That's where we're going to place equipment. What types of locations? They're always going to be in these same types of sites. And I don't care if you're in San Diego, Omaha, Nebraska, Miami, Florida, whatever. We're going to be in gyms, workout facilities, schools, private schools, dormitories. We even do like sorority and fraternity houses. Anywhere that you've got an audience of people that are interested in healthy eating, which is pretty much anywhere in today's world. But that's where you're going to get your premium price points, schools, private schools, dormitories, things like this, gyms, workout facilities, YMCAs, and then, of course, the military, our biggest client. So these are the types of sites we're going to target. It doesn't really matter where you're at. What changes, and this is what we get into at training, is what those products are, right? If you're in San Diego, totally different product if you're in Savannah, Georgia. Right? Because the definition of what is healthy is different. People are familiar with different things. They're familiar with different brands. And that's what we want you to utilize. This business is about understanding your product and knowing how to create scarcity with product. You want to have your best products, interesting flavors, and profiles that work. That's what this industry is about. You're going to become an expert on that stuff, believe it or not. And that's the difference between really a top shelf operator and somebody that's just doing okay, is they understand those products inside and out. All right, next one. How does high-end apartment condo facilities do? Yeah, absolutely. We've got, can't think of the name right off the top of my head, but we do one of the biggest management companies in the country. So they do a lot of the big high-rises and stuff. So yeah, of course, you've got density there. You also have spas. You also have gyms, workout facilities, things like that in those sites. So of course, we can cater it down to that. And we also do a lot of big hotels too. We do, literally Ritz-Carlton, Mandarin hotels. We do Waldorf Astoria. Literally, you name it, we do it. We do Hyatt Regencies, Hiltons. We do everything in between there. Because again, those are good sites. It depends on the, venue, especially the ones where you get like your, business travelers coming in and out, or tourists with families, because they're trying to feed the kids good. You think about it, right? Okay, like everybody that has kids understands this, but do you really want to give your kid a bag of M&Ms? No, they're going to be bouncing off the walls for the next 6 hours. If you're like, hey, they've got these Quest M&Ms that taste like M&Ms, but they're not loaded with sugar, let's get those. The benefit of that is kids eating healthier, the parent feels better about the transaction, and you made more money selling them a better product. That is this industry. And that's where the money's at. Like, people will say, and again, this is one of those things that I talk about, like, I'm throwing a little bit out there about competitors tonight, but I'd like to do that because, again, people talk to me about competing companies and stuff. And I just say flat out, all that equipment that they push is garbage, right? And their business models are garbage. And one of the biggest mistakes that they tell people to do is they say, well, you can vend anything you want. You certainly can. You can put anything in the machine that you want. I'm not going to restrict you from it. But this is the part that I'm going to tell you that they're not. If you put junk food in that machine, you're going to go broke. You're never going to make enough money selling Diet Coke or Coke or whatever else to justify putting $10,000 or $12,000 machines in locations. That's just the reality of the business. In this business, why would I sell a Coke for $1 when I could sell, like a beverage? I could sell a Smart Water, I could sell a C4, I could sell a Celsius, and I could sell it for $4 or $5, or even if I'm in California, $6 for that same product. That's one vend. That's one vend that I could sell for $1 or $1.50 that now all of a sudden we'll be able to do it for 5 or 6 times the revenue. That's where the money is in the industry. So again, it's understanding those products. All right, good questions there. So thanks for banging those out. So now we're just gonna keep plowing along because Tiffany's like, come on, you're not talking about money. I want to know where it goes. So we're gonna get into that. All right, let's see here. I lost my place. Where are my notes? Okay, good enough. So now, well, first we're going to talk about training, but then I'm going to get to that. I promise you I'm going to get to the money on it, right? So we're going to talk about training, right? So you say, okay, now you give me the nuts and bolts about what we do, how our machines are the best in the industry, and how we can prove it because we have the most extensive list of top-tier locations ever compiled in the history of the industry. The only missing piece is how do we build the best operators to service these top-tier sites? Well, clearly we got a top-notch training program. Our training takes place here in Las Vegas. You come out for a 2-day course that we're going to teach you how to operate the business. Now, over the past decade plus in the industry, we've refined the training to really take anyone with the desire and the motivation. We can mold into being a top-tier operator. We cover everything that you need, including the products, what to buy, where to buy it, how to price it, all the way to loading and programming the machines. It's a robust 2-day course that really puts you in a position to be a success in this business. Now, the training's included in the package prices. There's no additional cost to attend, but it is required. We do not do online training. Simply put, online training doesn't work. We've tried it during COVID, and it was a mess. People didn't retain the information provided, and operationally, it was just a zoo. So if you are unable or unwilling to come to Las Vegas, then this is not the opportunity for you. We do not cut corners because we want success in the market for you because it reflects upon us as well. Now, on that training, your only out-of-pocket expense to come to training is to get to Las Vegas. Once you get here, we put you up at either the Silverton or Palace Station, depends on what month it is. We kind of bounce between them. And we use our H4U shuttle to bring you back and forth to the training each day. We also cater in lunch on Thursday and Friday, and we even take you to dinner on Thursday night. Now, the training works so well because we get you access to real professionals who currently run successful healthy vending businesses. This isn't just, me or my crew talking about it. We bring in the pros that do this every day. Then we give you the plan that they used to obtain their goals in the business so you can replicate. Our training program is a proven program with over 500 operators running businesses all over the country. We get you into a position that allows you to follow that proven path to running a successful business. Now, a good portion of the training, I talked a little bit about this before, is dedicated to what goes into the machines. The products are a hugely important part of the business, and we have a fantastic program that will allow you to buy from distributors at real wholesale prices. These companies are also great assets for you to get product knowledge. They know what the new hip and happening product coming down the pipeline is. Our business is about having new and interesting products that you don't see everywhere else. When protein water hit the market, we were one of the first major distribution channels for it. We knew the product would be a hit in gyms because if anybody knows anybody in the gym world, right, they get tired of eating protein. So we started pumping that into the machines, telling people to put it in there, and guess what? Sure enough, higher sales resulted. We want to carry the popular healthy options, for instance, of known brands, right? So we bring in like the flavors that maybe you don't see at, Costco, Sam's Club, AM/PM, whatever, the pink unicorn cotton candy sprinkle flavor of, that super popular product, C4 or Celsius, whatever, because that's what most people don't realize is these companies carry all the different flavors. They don't just carry the three, popular ones, whatever. That allows us to create market scarcity with a product because we have little competition on selling it. That is a key to success in this business. Bringing in flavors of known products that do not get the Costco or Walmart distribution. We carry the next thing and we get maximum value for it. The business is all about maximizing your sales with what we call product evolution. We evolve the products from one item that's maybe healthy, but not the best item out there. Well, we get their trust and we get their business, and then we start evolving that product to better and better products with each evolution, gaining the trust for consumer and allowing us to develop a market for even better products. As the products get healthier, guess what? They also carry higher pricing, making the business even more profitable. It's a proven program that really allows you to maximize every location and every product. It's a simple process, and we teach you to do it with every item. Now, sorry, I got a frog in my throat here. Now, training will take a seasoned business person and help you focus on the simple things that really make this industry work. For someone who's totally new to business, we're going to give you the knowledge to become a professional in the industry as well. Besides all of that, it's a great opportunity to meet the team and meet the other new operators. It's a game-changing 2 days for people. Now, here's an upcoming training schedule. So let's get it loaded up there so you can get an idea of what's coming up for training dates. So we got, those ones are popping up here pretty quick, right? But the name of the game is this. You want to pick out a training date that's going to work for you. You want to stay ahead of it. You want us to get, going on this stuff because we want to start finding locations as soon as possible. That's what this business is about. So again, get your spot booked, get it knocked in, right? It's really what it comes down to because this business is all about locations, right? Makes sense. So the more time we have up front, the bigger the selection of sites we're going to have for you immediately following training. All right, anybody got questions on that? And now I promise I'm going to talk money, right? All right, so nothing there. All right, Tiffany, just for you, we've got this slide. Now, most people ask, what's it all cost, right? So how does this work? So here we go. We got 5 to 40 machines, right? You can do any number of machines that you want. So the difference is how many machines you order, the prices continue to go down per machine as you order, bigger packages going across the board. So they start at $11,895 and they go down to $94.95, all the way up to $40. Now, at this level, people say, okay, great, but 5 is the minimum, but you can do any number. So you can do 6, 7, 11, 26, whatever. Just take those numbers, do the math on them, and that's what the package would run you. Now, at this point, people ask me, well, how many machines should I do? What do you think is going to work for me? That's what I'm going to kind of walk you through here for a sec. So most people say, hey, what should I start with? I'm not really sure. This is a personal question for you to answer. What are you looking to get out of the business? I can tell you what I would do, but my goals are probably a little bit different from yours. But maybe you're looking for a part-time side income, or maybe you're looking, over 5 or 10 machines to do the trick, or maybe you're looking to transition away from a full-time gig and replace your salary. Well, then that's probably more 20, 30, 40 machines, right? Depending on your salary, I would guess. It's all about you. How much time do you have to run a route? Do you have restrictions on when you can service sites? All of this needs to be contemplated in order for you to determine what number of machines and what types of sites we want to secure for you. Just to give you some idea of what I would build if I were looking to come in the business, I'll run you through a quick scenario. Now, I work full-time, right? You would guess, and then some. But I've got some time in the evenings most of the time. My weekends are mostly free. I could also do some early mornings and evenings on occasion. I don't really need the money to live day to day, but I want my nest egg investment to continue to grow. Well, I'd look to do 10 machines for about $100,000 total investment. I know that the 10 machines will not be a full-time job. It's going to take me about 10 hours per week to run the route. That includes buying the product, servicing the machines, 30 to 40 hours per month I can run that. It's totally doable for me. Now, I want to service machines about 3 to 5 times per month. Not super busy, right? That's each. Not super busy, but financially rewarding without a large commitment in time. This I can easily handle. On a service schedule like that, I would expect my machines to be clearing about $400 to $500 a month each, right? So that's bottom line. So after all my expenses and all that, I'm going to be clearing about $400 to $500 per machine. That would give me a sub 2-year payback and basically double my money in 5 years. That's what would work for me, schedule-wise, investment, and all of that. So that's what I would build. Now, I also understand running 10 machines is not a major commitment of time at that 10 hours a week, but it makes a solid return on investment. And I do get a little bit of a discount, save myself about $5,000 coming into the business at 10 rather than 5. So that makes some sense as well. So now, what is it you're looking to do? So there are 2 ways to look at the business. I have X capital to invest. How much am I going to make for that? Or I want to make X monthly. You got like a monthly nut you're trying to cover. How many machines do I need? Kind of think about what I just said there, 400 to 500 per month profitability, super replicatable on a 3 to 5 times, a month schedule. Now, if you double that and say, and this is, again, part of the business that people without operational experience kind of skip over, is if you double those sales, you double the service. Okay, so that's not undoable. If I'm not doing anything else and I've got tons of time to service machines, well, I could service machines probably, 3, 4 times a week if I wanted to. So I don't really have to kind of cap those sales. So in that situation, I could expect 3 or 4 times the earnings potential on those machines versus, capping it down to my current schedule. I don't have the time to do that, so that's really why I couldn't. But again, it's all custom built based on you. That's where you need to kind of figure out, okay, this is how much time I've got. This is, I either want to make CapEx or I've got CapEx to invest or I want to make X per month. And then that's what you need for capital for the business. So it's pretty straightforward. And again, then it's just number of machines. Do I need to make $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $2,000 a month? What is it you're trying to accomplish? That kind of allows us to build a package around you, right? So that's what it's about. So now back to you. What is it you're looking for income-wise? Now that you know what's possible for time and profit, you just need to figure out what to do. The next step of the process is to review some paperwork from us. If you have a training date in mind and a number of machines, I can send over, or your POC here can send over the paperwork for you to review. Along with that paperwork, you're also going to find some references that you can speak to. These are 10 different actual H4U owner-operators that you can speak to about the business. Now, they're not compensated in any way to take your calls. So I ask you to be generous with their time, but also read the contract before you call them, because I don't want you to ask them about stuff like, hey, what's the warranty, whatever. You can read about that stuff and then ask them the big stuff, right? And don't be bashful. Ask them like, hey, knowing everything you know now, would you do it again? How many machines did you buy initially? How many do you have now? Are you going to continue to expand? That's what you really want to know about the business model. It's not necessarily, what's your best selling product? What suppliers to use. That stuff's all kind of whatever. I mean, they're questions, but really what you want to know is the big ticket stuff. Like, hey, would you do it again? Is this a business model that works for you? what do your taxes look like? How has this impacted your, tax situation? How has it impacted your family? Whatever. That's what makes sense in this business. Those are the big questions. Just don't be bashful to ask them. That's what they're out there to do. That's why we provide them. So again, that's the next step in the process that we can send you. We'll send you over the paperwork. We'll send you over those references. You can speak to those owner operators. And that, my friends, is pretty much the presentation. So again, now I'm here to answer questions. So feel free to fire them off to me if you've got additional questions you want to ask me about the business. It's what I'm here to do. But again, I think it's pretty straightforward. This business model is simple. It's easy. It makes sense. It's like healthy stuff in machines. It is what it looks like. It's a pretty straightforward model. So, does anybody have any follow-up questions? Tiffany, I answered your question. Oh, there you go. See, I just knew you were going to ask me a question. Right as I said it, you asked me one. All right. So, she says, haha, thank you. All right. Do you need the investment money up front? Yes, you need to figure out exactly what you're doing financially up front. So, you need to be able to say, I've got X amount of cap. I want X amount of machines. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to either finance or buy it or whatever. We've got different financing vehicles available if you want to look into those. Some of the best stuff that's out there, is like if you're a veteran, USAA is fantastic as well. So again, but talk to your POC here, about finance options, and they'll walk you through them as well. So yeah, you've got some good stuff out there. Interest rates are coming down. Things are getting more reasonable. It wasn't so much, a year ago. A year ago was a little bit trickier for finance, but now you've got some options. All right. Anyone else have any additional questions? If not, I'm going to turn you guys loose. All right, here we go. First one, 400 per machine is expected in any state. Yeah, what's going to change is your product. And again, this is really what it comes down to. And 400 being a relatively realistic low number, right? That would be kind of I would want an average of that. You're going to have machines that do twice that when it comes to clearing. Because you're going to have certain locations that just, super busy, schools and things like this. And then you might have, another location that's relatively close to it. That's easier for you to service that you keep. And it's going to do less. But I would really want that as a baseline. I want like 400 to 500 average for my route. Less than that, I'm moving machines. That's what it comes down to. But yeah, absolutely. The difference of what you're going to get is going to be how many vents it takes to do it. That's really the only difference you're going to get. All right, next one, how many items in each machine? 365 or something like that. It's right around 350. Call it 350 and I'll be under. But yeah, that's what you've got in each machine. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Anybody else got any additional questions? Feel free to fire them off. It's what I'm here to do. And again, don't be bashful. This is a lot of information coming out in a relatively compressed time format. Your head's kind of spinning a little bit right now. And again, I'm kind of pushy going, hey, ask me questions, so I understand that. But that's why I'm here, is I really want to engage with you guys. But again, reach out to my team. That's what they're out there to do as well. You can call them, text them, email them, whatever. But this information is going to kind of percolate on the brain a little bit. You're going to have some questions that pop up. That's what the team's out there to do. And again, I hope I've answered your questions, and I hope that you guys think that this would be a good fit for you. And for those of you that it fits, let's get you in the business, get you rolling. You're at the right time of year. We've got the first quarter coming up, which first quarter is super busy for healthy anything. So of course, you want to take advantage of that momentum that builds in that first quarter, because everybody eats healthy in the first quarter. Right now, we're all fattening up, the holidays. And then, we feel terrible into January, we go to the gym. So that's the model. All right, well, thank you guys for coming out tonight. It was really great talking to you guys. And again, feel free to reach out to my team. I look forward to working with you guys in the future. And I look forward to meeting you at one of our next upcoming trainings here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Everybody have a terrific night, and good night from the desert. Thanks again, everyone.